I'm Sean.
I'm Rhonda.
We're excited to be with you today to talk about how to deal better with conflict in your marriage relationship. Sometimes people can be afraid for different reasons in addressing issues.
Maybe there was someone in the past, maybe in their family of origin, it didn't go well, there was a lot of conflict, and so they have a lot of difficulty going there at all. But it could be that what happened that causes them to turn away from addressing issues has happened in the relationship.
Right.
In the past, it didn't go well. We know how that goes. So why even try, right? Sometimes we have to talk as a couple about how we talk and how can we set up a whole new set of patterns to support a different outcome.
Yeah, sometimes we can be afraid that the other person is going to withdraw from us, and so we're afraid of conflict because of that withdrawal.
Right? A person can be afraid of being wounded physically, which is really bad, or emotionally too.
Or that the other person is just going to be angry.
A lot of
with
women will avoid conflict because they don't like the feeling of distance between the husband and wife. Because a man does tend to go quiet typically, in maybe
Right.
80 or 90% of the cases, and the woman doesn't want to experience that quiet distance, that cold feeling between them. And so she would rather drop her issue and feel at least as close as they can than to feel more distant.
Yeah, there's so much just understanding male-female differences and the way God wired us differently that can help us better understand how we relate in conflict.
A lot of men will go quiet instead of addressing an issue. And you'll see one or the other going quiet because they're afraid of how angry they might get. They're afraid they might do or say something to make things worse.
So they pull out, really,
Yeah.
to save their spouse from them blowing up, perhaps.
And a lot of men also will pull back because their women, or if it's a more verbally aggressive male, has proven to them consistently, if I talk to you at all, it's going to turn into a 2 or 3 hour marathon.
Right.
And men especially don't handle that
No,
well.
the intensity
Yeah.
is a little bit much for men. The emotional
Yeah.
intensity doesn't usually sit well.
And so they choose that they just won't even go there at all.
Right.
And a good way to change that, to shift that direction, is if the woman or whichever one is more verbally aggressive or emotionally aggressive or kind of confrontational, if that person can reduce the number of words and the amount of emotion and only present things in very small tidbits and deal with the tidbits before, instead of dealing with a complete issue all at
And
once.
this is something that I've found in our relationship, that if I go quiet to process the information I'm hearing, to let her know, and say, hey, I need a little bit of time to process that.
Also, a person might be afraid they'll be viewed negatively for confronting. I know I used to deal with that. I used to feel that Sean was looking at me as if I was blaming or finding fault or critical. And so presenting issues meant I was just not happy in the marriage. And I just couldn't forgive, and that it would be more noble to just overlook it. So, but however, sometimes the presenter needs to change and present better, but also the listener sometimes needs to change and hear better.
Yeah.
It can be all kinds of combinations,
Yeah.
can it?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that we can do to make working through conflict better, and we hope that you have heard something from this that you can take and apply in your relationship.